The next topic we're going to talk about is Nikola Jokic. He has been having a fantastic season. He's averaging 27 points per game, 11 rebounds, 8.6 assists per game, 1.7 steals, and 0.7 blocks, shooting 57% from the field and 41% from three. Do you feel that Jokic's season has been overlooked because the Nuggets are not winning as much this year?
I wouldn't say overlooked because, he's top 3 in the MVP race. I would say he's not. I think he would be one if they were winning as much. I think we all can agree. We all had them as like a top 3 seed coming into the season. They were going to win a lot of games. I think the team losing has kind of haven't put the notice on him. He's damn near number 1 in every advanced stat. So he's dominating this season. Like you said, 27, 11, and 9. I think just with them not winning enough, he isn't going to get the credit. Like, he isn't getting the same shell as Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid's kind of getting all the love right now because they're number 1 seed in the East. I think if Denver was winning more, he'd get the love. But that's really it. Other than that, he should still be getting the love because he is having a dominant season just like Joel Embiid, just like LeBron. Might be even better than both of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it's being overlooked because this season alone, I think he's had just as big of an impact on winning as anybody in the NBA. I think it's him and Joel Embiid at the top this season with the impact they've had on their team's success. If you take Jokic off this team, they're not even a playoff team in the Western Conference. And it's for that reason, Jamal Murray has started to pick it up a little bit, but outside of him, really this entire team has underperformed this season. And I think Jokic just carried them to be in the position they're in and allow them a chance to turn it around in this second half where they're still in a playoff spot. They could figure it out and make a run for it. And that's all because of Jokic and what he does. And he does it in so many different ways. No matter what you need from him, he can go out and score the ball. He's not a spectacular defender, but he can defend. He passes the ball wildly. He rebounds. He really does it all. And like I said at the beginning, his impact on winning is right up there with Joel Embiid this season. And I don't think that people are giving him the same shine that Joel is getting because the Sixers are at the top of the East.
This year, Jokic is averaging 7 more points, 1 more rebound, and 1 more assist, but he's shooting 10% better from 3. Last year, he shot 31%.
I was like, what are you talking about?
And he's shooting 5% better from the field. The other night, he recorded his 50th triple-double, which passed Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain took 703 games to do it. Jokic did it in 416, the only center to do so. And this was a quote from an executive. He's like Luka Doncic, but a center. He passes like a point guard, can shoot off the leg like Dirk Nowitzki. He's a point guard.
Makes sense.
And I think that's the greatest comparison. I mean, Jokic can literally quite be Dirk and Luka in one. And I think Nikola Jokic is what old heads want us to believe that Bill Walton was. When you talk about Bill Walton and how he was a great scorer.
I heard he was
passer.
a gifted passer.
Yes, but we've seen it. I think best passers in the game, Nikola Jokic is definitely up there. He might be the best depending on who you ask. I don't think he is because I would have Harden up there and LeBron up there. And then I'd have Jokic probably. I think he's a top 5 passer most definitely. But he's not only in the MVP conversation, but you can make a legitimate argument that he deserves to be the most improved player this season based on his percentages and the points he's averaging. Jeremy Grant's averaging 11 more points this season. Jokic is at 7. And when you take into account all the other stats that he's improved at, he has a legit case. But if Jokic was giving us these numbers with last year and the year before team success, he would have been MVP, no doubt about it. But because this team is a 7th seed, I believe the 6th or 7th seed.
7th.
There might be the 7th seed. Jokic is not getting as recognized as a Joel Embiid. And Jamal Murray has been playing good. I mean, he's averaging 21 points per game this season, which is a 3-point jump from last season. And overall, I think losing a lot of their depth has hurt them over the years. They lost Malik Beasley 2 seasons ago. You lose Jeremy Grant.
They traded Malik Beasley.
Yes, you lose Jeremy Grant. You lose, I think, who else did they lose? They lost Mason Plumlee as well. Like, they've lost a lot of players. They lost Torrey Craig. And they're counting on young guys to step up like R.J. Hampton, Campazzo, Zeke Naji, who's been playing and stepping in. Bol, I thought it was going to get a lot of minutes this year, but he hasn't yet. So overall, I think this Nuggets team has been underperforming for what we thought they were going to be. But Jokic definitely still should be a top MVP candidate. And I don't think he'll win it because I see the farthest that they can get to, in my opinion, is the 5th seed in the West. I don't think they won't finish over the Jazz, the Lakers, the Clippers, or the Suns. So the best they can get is the 5th seed, and we'll see what happens from there. But he's having a fantastic season.
I think Embiid will probably, at the pace he's going, Embiid is probably going to get it. I don't know. It depends if they're finally going to put Embiid over LeBron. But I think at the pace Embiid is going right now, he's probably going to get it just because, like you said, I feel like Joker is having a better statistical season. But in terms of impacting winning on the team, Embiid is going to get it over him. But like you said, if they had the same record as last year and Joker was putting up these numbers, he'd probably win a unanimous MVP, in my opinion. I think he's been that dominant this year. But just like you said, the team hasn't been that good. Guys haven't been stepping up. They're relying on a lot of young guys who have – Michael Porter Jr. has been in and out of the lineup. He hasn't been playing that much. So it's going to be tough. But I would have probably Embiid right now.
The crazy thing is he's only 26 years old. So he's got a lot more room to grow. I mean, usually you hit your prime around like 28, 29 years old, I'd say. 27, 28, 29. So he's still probably got room to grow. That's insanity. I mean, he is just so much fun to watch. And although the record hasn't been there this season like it has in the past, we should not overlook how awesome he's been this year.